Syracuse at Clemson. Syracuse got a pretty good quarterback that Notre Dame wished they had to hold a damn extra point this past weekend. But Clemson, you want to talk about negativity with Florida? There's a lot of negativity swirling around your Tigers right now, and you cannot escape it, and it is warranted because that team has not lived up to the promises that they were giving out this offseason. We've hit it. Receivers, quarterback, trenches, nowhere near what we were expecting. And same thing, it's not going to just magically change in the fourth game of the season and everything's going to be hunky-dory.
Correct. What if I tell you this, and this will come out maybe tonight. We'll see if I have time to do it, maybe tomorrow. What if I told you Georgia Tech was their best game offensively? Would you believe it?
It was their best game offense. I said it on the
crazy?
review show. I thought it was Cade's best game throwing the football this season.
And it pisses me off because still it's not enough. And there's still more you can do. And there's still the fumbling and not taking care of the football and getting to the red zone and not capitalizing with touchdowns and turnovers and throwing that pick in the end zone there. So, it's when do you turn the page? And is it mid-October? Do we start to see this Clemson team be who we thought they'd be? Does it take Antonio Williams being back? Does it take Tristan Lee being back for them to be at full strength? Are they going to get the run game going? In the spurts that I see it, I love what I see. I thought you ran Cade too much. I didn't think you ran Adam Randall enough. And so, it's just this weird figuring out who we are for a team that's been together for 4 years. That's the weird part to me, is this isn't a North Carolina, a West Virginia, a USC that has 60 new players. This is a team that's been together. And it's very odd why they're figuring that out. And listen, this matchup coming up, you've got a Syracuse team that feels really good offensively about who they are. They're putting up a bunch of points. They're throwing the ball all over the yard, who they've been for 2 years. Steve Angeli has been great. And that dude is balling, throwing it up to his big receivers. I mean, what we've seen from Gill, like the Randy Moss type catch, just going over, snatching it away, and then running another 10 yards for a touchdown. I mean, those guys are playing really well, and they will embarrass you, Clemson, if you don't play to your standard. If these defensive backs, who Dabo Swinney is sitting and saying, these guys are soft, we can't do anything, they're not helping us right now. And that's a potential top 15 draft pick in Avion Terrell over there. That's a part of that group. And so depth at DB was a concern going into the season. What are they going to do? I've got lights flickering over here. I'm talking too bad about Clemson, dude. It's going to get interesting. But what can they do? And I think offensively, what I mentioned about playing their best game, everything starts and finishes with Cade Klubnik. He has got to be the guy that we thought he could, that we saw last year. We saw instrumental growth and great things, and just getting the ball out to his guys.
Some good stuff last week too, Emac.
He's done some good stuff, but it's not enough. It's not $3 million worth of good stuff. Like, that's where we are now.
Paid three? He paid three?
That's just a guess. I don't know. I'm not on the payroll.
Ooh. Continue to run it if I'm Cade. I thought him running it allowed him to kind of get into the flow of the game. I thought he passed the ball, that he's threw the ball the best that he's thrown it. I think the one thing that the interesting matchup a week ago against Georgia Tech was Georgia Tech has built their identity on physicality.
Yes.
Physicality. They out-physicaled Clemson in the trenches over and over and over again. And then obviously had the playmakers and the quarterback to make some plays in the passing game too. But I don't know if Syracuse has that physicality or the mindset. That's not how that team's built. So I think for Clemson, you were hoping that, okay, Georgia Tech tries to play the same game that we play. We feel like we're just better at it. Mm-hmm. Where I know Syracuse is not going to be able to play that physicality. Correct. So if there is a way of saying, like, okay, let's get back to what we were building on for the season of offensive lines back, we have all these playmakers and NFL guys on the defensive line, you have to out physical Syracuse. Yeah. This is a game where you push them back, you get after Angeli, you make them uncomfortable in the pocket, and you don't give them the time of day to throw the football down the field.
Correct.
That's
They're
it.
They're going to do that.
You cannot. I'm sorry. Like, this is where you have to draw the line. If I'm a Clemson fan, correct, you cannot be embarrassed in the trenches at home against Syracuse.
100%. And again, we mentioned about the great players playing. where's TJ Parker? Like, I haven't heard his name on a broadcast. Like, you've got to be the guy, that we think and that you can be. And listen, they're going to throw it. This good dude threw it 54 times against UConn. That means there's more opportunities to get sacks, get in the backfield. Like, this needs to be a 5+ sack game. What I thought we'd get from the LSU game and be a huge advantage point for the Tigers. And they sniffed him one time, and it was on a fluky whatever play. You have to be that team. And you have that. You have the personnel. You have the coordinator that was sought out by everybody. Kudos and raved by everybody. Go and execute. And what's frustrating, I think, the most is that, you hear from Coach Sweeney in press conferences, and he says, we're doing it in practice. We're doing this and that in practice. Well, it has to get to the field. It has to get to Saturday. And is this an opportunity? Sure. Do I think you're going to cover 17.5? Absolutely not, until proven otherwise. So give me the freaking orange, and I'm dying sitting here saying that.
Yeah, I think Syracuse is I thought they got embarrassed versus Tennessee. Almost got embarrassed versus UConn. We all remember them running wind sprints after the game. You took advantage and had a big game versus Colgate, but I still think who Syracuse is more of what you saw against Tennessee. So I think that the passing game has a chance for Clemson to be explosive. I think they're going to be able to get for the quarterback. So I think I'm somewhat leaning towards Clemson in the 17.5 points. My last question to you about this before we move on to the next game, Mac, is it's a noon game. Will the fans show up and make a difference?
Yeah.
Will they 1-2 just lost an ACC game against Georgia Tech? Everyone do the fans rally? Or are they going to kind of be a little bit quieter, a little bit slow showing up? Maybe there's a couple of empty pockets in the stadium. Like, what's the Death Valley number 2 going to look like?
Yeah. All right. Big talk. Here's the thing. There ain't nothing else to do. Okay. Show up. Let's go. Sure. You know how it is. Athens, Georgia, Clemson, South Carolina. That's it. This isn't Boston or Atlanta or California, LA, Miami. Like, this is it. This is what we do. And, the Clemson family will be there. Now, the interesting part is how quickly are they upset? If Clemson goes 3-and-out on some BS, they'll be boo birds immediately. That'll happen. But yeah, no question, it'll be packed out. It'll be a packed house.